Hello, welcome to the Right Garage. If you've seen any of my other videos, then you already know the story on this Mini here. The front's a little low, so we're going to be raising that today. And what I'm going to be installing is an adjust-to-ride suspension kit, new Spax front shocks. The rear ones are already in, like I said, if you've been following my other videos. When I did the rear subframe, and I'll be installing these two new cups for the control arm that plugs into. So that's what we're doing today. Alright, so now that I've got the tire off, I went ahead and jacked up on the rotor here so I can take some of the pressure off the shock absorber, which I'm going to also take off using a 9/16 socket here, and then there's another one at the top. You're right up here. Alright. Alright, so now that I have shock absorber removed, I'm going to go ahead and use an 11/16 socket here to remove the top control arm bolt. Alright, so now that I've removed this nut, I need to separate the top control arm from this bolt here. Usually it's pretty rusted on, so I have this tool here to assist me with that. You just simply place it between here. At the end, go ahead and give it a few whacks with a hammer, and it should separate. There's a screw right here that actually holds in a rubber stopper. And what that does is it prevents the tire and the disc here from dropping too far. So if we take that out, it'll be able to drop a little bit further, which will create more space in the trumpet here. So we'll be able to push up on the trumpet and pull it out. Alright, I went ahead and cleaned off the screw here that holds in this rubber stopper. For me, it's a Phillips head. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Alright, so now this is ready to come out. And there you go. So we'll go ahead and take out that rubber stopper. Now that'll allow us to drop the suspension arm a little bit more here. So we'll go ahead and drop it. Alright, and as you can tell without that rubber stopper there, it's going to drop. Alright, we're back. It took some coercion for this to come off, but it finally did. Once it broke, you can see I have a lot more travel here with this control arm, especially since I took the stopper out. Alright, so as you can see, I got the new one in. Which is nice. It's got this nice all new rubber on it, and it actually came with a new plastic cup as well. This is the old one, but it came with a new one of these, which is awesome because I can just go ahead and return the other ones that I bought, even though it was only €6, but that's okay. So that's in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the block back in. I'll go ahead and reattach this, and then basically you just repeat the same process with the other side. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, definitely go and leave the comment below, and I'll go ahead and pay attention to those and make sure that if you have a question regarding this process, that I can go ahead and help you with that or anything else, Mini or car related in general. Thank you. Alright, so it's been about 2 days since I've put the new high-low suspension and the shock absorbers on it. That way I've had some time to drive on it, and the suspension has had time to settle. So it's actually sitting where it probably will stay unless I adjust it further. Just for a comparative difference here, you can see the difference between, I almost have 4-finger space in between the top of the wheel and my wheel arch, which is a dramatic improvement. So because before I could hardly get a single finger in between the two. So every time I hit the tiniest of bumps, I was rubbing on the arch. You can see the front is pretty much even with the back, which is excellent. Typically Minis are actually lower in the front just by a little bit, but I'm liking where the suspension is and the ride height is right now. You can even see the ground clearance is just a dramatic difference. Before I had maybe 6 inches between the oil pan, or actually the transmission pan, and the ground, and now I have nearly a foot. So I mean, it's just fantastic. But my next project, I actually bought a donor. I bought a donor Mini recently, So I'm going to be cutting the sheet metal off of that. It's got good sheet metal on it. It's got the parts that I need, and so I'll go ahead and be replacing the entire front piece here. So we'll be doing some spot welding, the cutting of the spot welds, separating body panels and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, and also up here, I don't know if I'll just cut this corner out and replace it, or actually replace the whole thing. Whenever I grind it down, I'll see how far along this rust is right here. But yeah, if you're interested in that, I'm by no means a master welder or anything. But I'll also take my time and make it look good. So if you have any techniques for me, definitely, during that time, feel free to comment on them so I can, learn and grow at the same time. But if you're interested in just, starting off, then definitely feel free to watch and, get a feel for it yourself. Because in my opinion, you can do anything that you really want to as far as mechanical, especially on a car this simple. So